I got a comment this past week that said, I have a question about dating with this girl that I'm seeing. This will be our 7th date this upcoming weekend, and she still hasn't invited me to her place. I understand if she's not trying to hook up yet, and I'm okay with that. And you know me, I'm always a fan for like taking the time to really get to know a person, because once you cross that physical barrier, as wonderful as it feels, you're also getting to the realm of getting deeper with them. And if that ends up not being a situation for you, or you find out that the girl maybe wasn't ready yet, then it's just bad all around. So it's usually better to wait. If you can get it on the first or second or third date, fantastic. 7th date, that's usually a woman that's like being extra cautious about stuff. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just an insight. Anyway, he says, we have been, hold on a second here. He says, we've been hitting it off well with her initiating conversation through text consistently. She mentioned that she deleted her dating app last week. That's a huge thing. Kissing and holding hands, accepting all my date offers. She's been to my place around our 5th date, but she hasn't invited me to hers yet. She's been giving me good vibes, and I understand that it takes women 2 to 3 months to figure out about exclusivity. How long on average should a girl wait to invite me to her place, or is it a red flag after a certain period of time if she doesn't? And is there a way that I can ask her about this without looking needy? So first, kudos to you, guy, for getting to 7 dates. Like the goal is to try to get to 10 dates and have no issues, where she's being consistent. She's constantly saying yes to dates. And it sounds like this woman so far has done all that. As he said, she's the one that initiates the text conversation. She's the one that mentioned to him, hey, so just so you know, I deleted my dating apps, which, by the way, if you guys aren't aware, that is a sign that she's pretty close to wanting to have the conversation about a relationship. Because what she's telling you is, any other suitors I may have had, gone. You're the only one on my sites right now. And that's a very big sign. That's why I tell you guys, it's better for you to wait for her to give you these kind of signals, because then you're not the guy that's like, so do you like me? So are you still like seeing other people? Like, if you just don't ask those questions, you'll find women of their own accord, as they build up more interest, will give you signals that indicate, hey, guy, I'm choosing you. Hey, I got rid of all my other suitors. I took my own self off the dating app without you having to tell me. So those are all very, very positive signs. And so in terms of the placing stuff, right? So she got to your place on the 5th date, and you guys clearly didn't do anything physical. So, but she went, and that's a good sign. And so now here's the thing, right? Because he's asking, she hasn't invited me to her place. What could that possibly mean, right? And so it's interesting. I've been having a lot of conversations with people this week about the stories that we tell ourselves and whether or not they're actually true. And I saw an episode of John Delaney's show where he was talking to this woman who was like, I just had kids and I feel ugly and gross, and I feel like my husband's not really trying to do things with me. And he related a story to how when he and his wife were together early on, when they got married, every time she would take a shower and she would come out and wrap her hair in a towel, he just assumed that meant, okay, nothing's going to happen tonight. Cut to 14 years later, he just kind of mentions, yeah, I know when you wrap your hair up that we're not going to do anything physical. And the wife was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, when you wrap up your hair, like we don't do anything involving physical stuff. And she was like, oh my God, I wasn't giving that story at all. Like, I just got out of the shower and just needed to dry my hair that way. But then I would notice that you wouldn't make any moves, and I just assumed you were tired. So because they both had different stories they were telling themselves, neither person was making a certain move that they could have done in a sexual realm, and they missed out on all those times they could have hooked up simply because of a story they were telling each other in their own heads, And so I think about that these days, especially as you get older. You realize a lot of the ways that you think about the world and the things that you think other people are also thinking, really they're thinking it. I say that because I don't want to be the guy that comes here and says, well, the reason that she's not going to your place, is inviting you over, is because she doesn't really like you, or she has other guys. Like, that would be me trying to give him a story. And the reality is, we don't know the story, right? Now, I could speculate. I've been around enough women to know there are many, many reasons other than lack of interest why a woman would not invite you over. She could live with her parents still. She could have roommates that are messy. She herself could be a messy person and wants to get to know you enough to where she doesn't think you're going to judge her for her messiness. She could have just moved in and maybe her place isn't all the way set together. Or she could be one of those people that's like, I've learned from other guys that if I invite a guy over to my place, he's going to want to hook up. He's going to take that as a sign that means that I'm ready to hook up. So if I'm not at that place yet, then the responsible thing for me to do is not to invite this guy over. Like, see, any one of those could be true stories or they could be nothing, you know? And so for this guy, I don't want him to be in his head trying to think about what this could be. The best modus operandi would be to actually have a conversation. And so in terms of an average, there's not necessarily an average. I mean, I found that some girls, depending on how they feel about you after one date, might invite you over there date one, or some might need a little more time and it takes to like date 3. I dated a girl one time where date 1, we met up someplace in public. Date 2, she allowed me to pick her up from her place and drop her off at her place, but I couldn't go up to her place. And then date 3, I went to go pick her up, and then dropping her off, she said, hey, do you want to come up? At that point, I knew what the deal was, right? So it's not that there's necessarily an average. It's just, it really boils down to like what her comfort level is and then what she has going on with that place. And right now, we don't know any of that, right? So in terms of how to bring this up without being needy, very, very simple. Here's what you do. Next time you go on a date, you can bring up, hey, I noticed I've already brought you back to my place. You like my place. So, I'm not saying we got to rush anything anytime soon, but how would you feel about us hanging out at your place one day for like a game night or a movie night? And that's it. You just do the thing like that. And then she'll answer and she could be like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really comfortable with that yet. Or she could be like, okay, so I didn't want to like bring this up, but like my place is actually really kind of messy. And so I didn't want to quite bring you over there yet. Or I would bring it to my place, but my mom's living with me. I'm living in my parents' place, or I have roommates right now and it just seems kind of weird. Or I've also found too that let's say this guy has a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment, right? He has a really, really big space and she is living in like an efficiency or a studio. She might've gone to his place and been like, so the 2 places, his place is bigger, has more stuff to do. I'd rather hang out over here than have us hang at my spot. We don't know. But the point is you bring up that the possibility of hanging out at her place, and then you shut up and you see what she says about that. Okay. But don't live in your head about this kind of stuff. Don't be the guy that starts trying to put narratives on her that she hasn't actually brought to light yet, because you'll just end up ruminating or you'll be assuming things and then you'll be mad at her for stuff about her apartment that could be nothing. Just don't be that guy that creates stories and gets mad about nothing. Have the conversation, but don't be that guy that's like accusatory when you're bringing up the question. Like, don't be like, I noticed you don't ever bring me to your place. Like, are you ashamed of me? Do you not want me around? Like, don't do that. Don't, again, because that's still you putting a story on her that is not warranted. Okay. So have the conversation, and then hopefully from there, you'll get some more clarity about what's happening and you can proceed from there. Hopefully this helps you out. Hey there, thanks for tuning in to Harry Dating Convos. Don't forget to visit HarryWilmington.com to download my free ebook, Texting Women Like a Boss. And while you're there, if you're ready to take things to the next level with your dating life, check out the Get Girls Academy membership program for exclusive strategies and live coaching. Go to HarryWilmington.com to learn more and join today. Lastly, if you've got a question you'd like answered on one of these shows, leave a comment below or write me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.